Hello, and welcome to episode 7 of our Project Architect 2 Modpack playthrough. Hope today's going swell and well for you so far. As for me, I have quite a few plushies behind me, so yes, it's going very swell. So without further ado, let's dive into another episode. So yes, we did it. We finally have all 9 plushies, and just so we can quickly go through the ones that we were missing. Let's see here. We had all those. We had that one. Goat. I don't think we had this. We had the quantum and entanglement porter. And we had the singularity, which I'll go show that setup real quick because we built a whole ME or applied energistics 2 system, and then I've yet to really use it. I thought I was going to use it more in auto crafting, but so far I've been able to do everything with refined. There are a couple things that I didn't know applied energistics 2 had within this mod pack that I kind of wish I did, but you know, it's like refined energistics. That would be a fun mod. Refined storage is really good starting out because it's not complicated, it's quick, it's exactly what you need, and I feel like applied energistics is more end game, so it's really just a matter of what you want, what you like. And not to say that you can't do anything with refined storage that you can do with applied energistics, you just might have to do a little more finagling, and that's fine, you know. I finagle. Anyways, so I think the only thing we were really missing from being able to craft this staff was the frozen core, because you'll see it's here and it's in the other one, and you literally just got to get a snowman. So build a snowman, throw it into a mob imprisonment tool, throw it into your mob farm. You'll have them in no time at all. And so that's how we got through that little bit there. I'll go show the singularity here in just a bit. For the goat horn, really all you need to do is get your compass, your special structure compass, or whatever the hell it's called, explorer's compass, and then you'll just want to search up for a pillager outpost. Search enough of these and you will eventually find what you need. You can also potentially find them, I believe, might be biting my words here, but I think maybe the mansions have them. I found both a mansion and an outpost sort of side by side, which is extremely lucky, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. By the way, somebody was asking about the seed. I really need to get better about putting it in the description, as well as the mod pack link in the description. There's a lot of things as far as being a good content creator and a good provider of information that you know, I've not done in some time, and it's just a matter of taking the time to do it. But oftentimes I run so short on time that I'm like, you know, as long as I'm getting the content out, that's kind of the main meat and potatoes of what's important. But yeah, so for this is you just go find the structures, and eventually you'll come across one. Another way you could do this is potentially you could build RF tools dimension that has strongholds, or has not strongholds. What am I thinking? Pillager outpost, and then you can just find a lot of them quicker, right? I tried it, I wasn't successful, so we needed to get into Ars Nouveau in order to get this glyph of wither. Now, I've gotten a bit deeper into Ars Nouveau, as you might have seen from the intro video. It depends on if I use the one that I'm thinking about using, which is this setup, essentially launching everything everywhere, right? Now, this looks semi-complicated. I promise you it's not, and I went through a lot of complicated idea designs in order to come to this rather simple one here. So I'll be going through this today, hopefully rather quickly, because again, we don't have a whole lot of time. And that's kind of why, you know, recordings and videos have been here, there, and everywhere. It's just because I'm doing it when I can, as many of you know. Father of 2, full-time job, doing this, beautiful wife. You know, you think things stack up. Oh no. So, I don't have it outputting anywhere. I was like, I was pretty sure I set this all up in a nice round loop. You bozo. We'll take a purple. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing it here. I need to remove those crafts because now they all have the links. So it's like you don't need it. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't know what I mean. Maybe you're just here because you like the guy saying funny things. So that should allow this to start picking up items again. Yeah, there it goes. Eventually, you should get it all cleared out. If we want to make this a little bit quicker, though, we can certainly assist. Grab one of these. Wow, I'm actually all out of diamond pipe upgrades. That's insane. I made a whole lot in the beginning, and then I just kind of never touched it again. There it goes. Okay. So anyways, we will get into this whole setup, but you don't need all of the, you don't need any of this. Well, maybe some things over there. I'm not sure. But basically this is all you need to get yourself into the meat, the ARCHIMEAT, right? Son of a bitch, that really backfired. I was gonna tell him this is no place for littering as I hit him with the egg, but then it spawned his child, so, or her child, so I guess y'all live here now. Anyways, this is yeah, the whole setup that you'll need. So you'll need a scribe's table for making the glyph. You'll need an imbuement chamber for making various things. I know you need to get this wilden tribute from fighting the wilden chimera, but you know, this would be easier if I had just wrote everything down. So in order to get the wilden tribute, let's see here, because you'll need this to go into the Archmage spellbook, which is another item you'll need from Ars Nouveau. But there is, you know, type in probably wilden. Yeah, you'll have to make this tablet of summon wilden and then go throw it on the thing, which this is fairly easy as long as you have some wilden drops, which you should from your mob farm. And then you just need some vexing archwood or archwood, however you want to say it. If you look at your map, it's going to be the purple trees. So see, vexing archwood leaves down in the bottom middle. So if you just sort of scroll over, boom, there's another 2 of them. I thought there's another 1, 2. So not too hard to pick out simply because it is purple. It's very vibrant on the map of green, reds, and browns and blues, right? So yeah, and then the imbuement chamber. What is this making here? Probably one of the essences, right? Let's see. You don't need Ars Nouveau. This, the abjuration essence, right? So this is where you'll need the imbuement chamber. You just need a source gem, which you can get by putting lapis or amethyst in the imbuement chamber and charging it up, which I'll go through how to make source here in just a second, because it's pretty simple. Just a couple things to be cautionary about, especially if you're working in a wooden base. So yeah, this was all very easily completable as long as you have the wither set up. The Elder Guardian, the only thing that I'll note on this, you need to go to, what are those called? Oh, is it just an ocean stronghold? Is that what that is? Anyways, you need to find one. Inside, you'll find an Elder Guardian. Pick it up in your mob singularity. Throw it in your little quick mob farm thing. You'll get the drops you need, right? And you can even turn off your mob master, so you can go in there with a knife and really cut it up and get the stuff you need. For this Guardian soup, this Guardian here, it's not an Elder Guardian that you need to slay to get this. It's a normal Guardian. So I kept trying to slay the Elder Guardian, and I was like, man, I'm not getting this drop for anything. It's because it's not the Elder Guardian that drops it. So, you know, that's fun. This, which was kind of throwing me off a bit because it says trial chambers on the mod. It's not. It's Minecraft. It's just vanilla Minecraft. This is the new Minecraft update. For all those of you kind of like me, whenever you stop playing vanilla and then you just, you know, don't keep up with updates at all. So whenever the mod packs sort of update to a new vanilla Minecraft, you're like, I don't know, man. I'm still in the days of using redstone. Like, that's new to me. So yeah, this is the latest drop from Minecraft. Essentially, it is a dungeon. They're kind of like randomly generated dungeons. And the way they work are pretty simple, and the way you get there is pretty simple. You just want to, again, bring your compass out, type in trial, and it'll say trial chambers. Find a structure, and I'm pretty sure we have one close by, so I'm not going to worry about, does this sit here? I think so. So yeah, whenever your compass gets over and starts acting all crazy, telling you to turn around and all that, more than likely you just got to drop straight the fuck down. Hi. And then this is, this is what you get here. It's a little trial. You can go through, you can hear them lighting up as they kind of make contact with you. It's going to spawn a bunch of enemies. You can, of course, slay them. I did make the Morning Star and the guitar for those of you that are like, Chance, do this, because there were quite a few comments. But yeah, and it makes running through these fairly easily. In order to get a key, as you can see right there, if I don't get too close to it, you can get the keys from these mobs that, oh, actually, no, we don't have our magnet turned on. So you can get the keys from the mobs, and the ominous keys, you'll need one normal one ominous. You just get from taking an ominous bottle, which is the new way of getting, what is it called? You know, when you spawn the raid. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's the new way to do it. Essentially, you just need to drink one of those. Go in there. When the spawners see you, when they first see you, they will be changed into an ominous spawner, and different kinds of mobs will spawn. Not that it matters, because you're just going to murder them all. Right? Right. After you slay a couple rounds of it, you'll have the keys you need, and that's essentially it. So again, not a very hard thing. I think I was overcomplicating it and trying to lob it together with a mob that I've done in the past that I was not particularly a fan of. One thing I will note, the soul stone here, you do need specifically netherite nuggets from the thermal series. So you can see here, well, I guess that's not the best example. Let me pull netherite up here. So if you throw it in here, you'll see you have the create deco as the initial ones, and then you have the thermal series. You need the thermal series for that craft. We all know how to get a bell. I already went through the Archmage. So to actually get this wilden chimera to spawn, you do need the little tablet that I was talking about. So let's, I might could just spawn the damn thing up. Or let's see, wilden. What am I missing here? Wood, spike, and lapis. So let's go vexing. Lapis. And then I think we can do it with just this. Well, let's do this because we're going to need each one anyway. So let's do two of each of these. It doesn't really matter. You can have just one solo thing, but you are going to need all of them. So let's see. Wilden. You make this little tablet. You're going to need a wilden spike, a wilden wing, and a wilden horn for this. And then fly on over, because I was doing this away from the base. It has a little comment that says it explodes the blocks around it or something along those lines. I didn't really see or have that happen to me, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it was a bug. Maybe it is bugged. Maybe it's just being a bit dramatic. No telling. So what you'll actually need is a ritual brazier from Ars Nouveau. They're not hard to make. Nothing in Ars Nouveau is really hard to make, which is it's really nice. It's not like complicated or complex stuff. It's just, So you'll need a pedestal, a block, and some gold. You'll need something to provide it with source. And I guess let me just explain this real quick. I don't worry about any of the source links outside of the volcanic one, because you can use regular combustibles. Charcoal is primarily what I use because I think it's the cheapest. I mean, you can use wood too, surely, right? Anyways, I always stuck to charcoal because it always works and it works well. So you can use charcoal, drop it with droppers, whatever, get it into the world in some manner or fashion, and this is going to consume it and produce some source. So probably more able to demonstrate this if I get a source jar, which is basically just a container for source. I know using a bunch of different mods and they all use different names for everything that they do can get a bit confusing. So you'll see here it says 0% full there. If I throw a piece of charcoal, now it's 10%. And it's 20%. And so it's, you just kind of have a machine, a setup that just keeps doing this to fill up your jars, and then your jars can power other things. Technically, you don't need source jars to power like the ritual brazier or whatever. but you can always have it as some kind of buffer or some kind of backup, right? So typically you'll see source jars whenever I'm actually setting up something, but if I just need to power something, just need to jam the source in there, you know what I mean, real quick, you don't have to worry about having a source jar, but they're extremely cheap, so it's not like it's going to break your brain. Anyways, come to the ritual brazier, right click, awaiting activation. Before you activate it, you can activate it with an empty hand and right clicking. Before you activate it, take your spike, take your horn, take your wing, and now it says awaiting activation, items consumed, 1 spike, 1 wing, 1 horn, right click. Running, 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 and this will spawn up the Chimera. Which, thanks to our armor and our weapon, is for some reason these guys aren't taking damage to the, what's it called, but that's okay. Yeah, so super easy, and there you go. We have a wilden tribute, which can go into the spell mage book. You also will need these for mark of masteries. I did not realize that. Okay, so it's good that I'm kind of getting a couple of these here, because we're going to need the mark of masteries, of course, later on for getting the archivo. That's got to be it, right? Because it's Ars Nouveau. You know, I commend you, Chosen, because your choice of naming your blocks and everything in this, excellent, very excellent. Hold on. All right, sorry. So yeah, Chosen, good on you with the names. Where am I going? Need to be going home. Is this the direction home? Yeah, okay. So without further ado, ladies and gents, I guess we'll eventually also need to automate that little chimera fight, but that shouldn't be too difficult to do, really. Let's gonna break all the plushies. They should all already be EMC'd because whenever I made them, I just went ahead and tossed them all in. So let's do this, that, and that. Shit. Oh, it has to go in the mechanical crafter. Okay. Well, let's go do that then. So we can obviously get this automated, but for this first little round, I mean, let's just, it goes B pig axolotl, B pig axolotl, dragon goat warden, wither elder evoker, wither elder shit evoker. You go last, and then 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, let's go. All right, now let's see real quick. Can I place this down? I just want to see it in the world. Oh, beautiful. I like this texture. It's kind of reminds me of a magma block, but meteor. Also, one thing that I've not made note of, but really should, you know, somebody should be pointing this stuff out. The daily dad jokes are golden. They are beautiful. I'm trying to find somewhere I can put this so I can take a decent little screenshot of it. Oh, that'll do. Right, give me that back. And now let's go automate this sucker. Also, while I'm at it, let's just go ahead and, I guess, explore and explain to you guys and gals things that I've been working on. So this is just a little bit of base detailing. Obviously, it's kind of the waste of the factory, since this is all automation and machine kind of based stuff. I figured it would be pretty cool to have some kind of output for it all. So this is going to encompass kind of this side here. We're going to have a couple more of these pipes coming out whenever I can get the time to build them, essentially, because y'all know sometimes I get time to build and not record, and it's just because you got to be quiet when it's 2 a.m. in the morning and you're Your 2-year-old is getting up constantly saying, Dad, I'm not ready to go to sleep. You can't be in the other room making racket. You know, it doesn't exactly send the message of, hey, you got to go to bed because it's quiet time, and then I'm in here being loud. Anyways, we'll get into this here in a little bit as far as what it does, why we need it, and all that kind of moving forward. That's kind of more of like a next episode kind of thing, if I'm being honest, but it's fun. So yeah, back to this. We went through this, I think it was 2 episodes ago, maybe it was last episode. Honestly, it's hard for me to keep track of these things in general. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to throw these into the mechanical crafters, and I'm thinking maybe I should move this all forward one. Let's see. At create. Let's get a shaft. And then that. And let's get some more glowstone. Because how I want to set this up, I don't think it's going to be possible how I had it. And we're probably going to set up a couple of these, if I'm being honest with you, because they're so simple to set up. Why would you not just have like 50 of these, you know? Why not? That one, that one, that one. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And then I need the wrench from create. Of course, I wasn't smart enough to grab it the first time, but that's okay. We won't judge by intelligence today. Maybe tomorrow. Not today. Junior. Link. Boom, boom, boom. 64. If I know it's not going to be too much, but I want to make sure it is enough, I usually go for the 64 to the 32. Maybe it's wasteful. Maybe it's not. I don't really care. Let's see. Now here, I do want to go for a higher link because I want to make sure we're pumping through as many of these bad boys as we can. So this is 16 billion. What is this? 280. Okay, so probably not that one. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong spot. This is 59 billion. 211. 771. Probably not that one. We need 9 of these. That'd be roughly 45 billion, 450 billion. Let's go for the 1,000 one. Let's get 9 of these and see where we're sitting. What we're looking at. If you're wondering, Chance, why aren't you getting the millions per second? Because that machine keeps freaking breaking. It's a great machine, but when it does break, it's a little annoying because then you have to go in there and, like, you know, do it. I want to do this with pipes. Or do I want to do this with laser IO? I can do it with pipes. Fuck it. Right? Yeah. Well, let's see. What's the easier upgrade, really? So we're looking at getting these. Should have made these autocraft. Now, see how many of these bad boys we can get? 56. You don't say. 19. We only needed 9, so I mean that's enough. Son of a bitch. Keep hitting the ground and then it's jumping back up. Alright, so that. That. How many are these? 64 items every 1 tick. So it actually moves the exact same amount of items as, what's it called? As laser IO. Literally the exact same. Literally the exact same amount. That's pretty interesting and useful to know in the sense that I'm not wasting anything here. I'm not going one or the other. Doesn't really matter. It's entirely preferential, which I love that being that way, you know, when it's truly equal and you're like, well, I guess I just get to do whatever I want then. Is that what you're telling me? No repercussions? Okay. So all those are set up, and now we just want to pump out all the plushies that we can possibly muster up here. So there's this. I wonder, can I type in plushie here? No. Pig. What is it called? It's just called pig? Well, that's annoying. B. Axolotl dragon goat. No, I didn't copy the go. It says it's copied. Oh, it's not GO, it's G dot O dot. Yeah, okay. We get it. We get it. Warden, Wither, Guardian. Warden. Wither. Guardian. And then, of course, we all know, come up last with one of the worst mobs in the game, the Evoker. And that comes from the heart, all right, Evoker? I truly do not like you. They've ended too many of my old series that were too close to home. All right, too close. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. And last but not least, the smelly Evoker. Yeah. I mean, we definitely don't need the EMC links that I provided to this thing. But it's nice. Can it go any faster? I don't know, because this is already cranked up to 256. I think any faster this setup might break. Excuse me, sorry. But still, I mean, that's generating us 30 million every couple of seconds. I wouldn't say it's per second. But you just duplicate this, right? Duplicate it infinitely. Yeah, so what I'll probably end up doing is... this is interesting. Because with this is really going to be an easy kind of setup here. Maybe we just have a couple of them over here in the wall. That'd be pretty cool. Like up underneath subscribe, we just have a couple of these processes going. And I think ultimately what I'll end up doing, because this isn't very efficient, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, Chance, what are you doing? So we'll change this out, don't worry. But I don't know what amount this is amounting to, but what we'll end up doing more than likely is having them all be deposited into one central location. And hold on, does storage, do these still have the pusher upgrades? They do. Okay, well that should be really simple then, right? And do they still have the downgrade? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be really easy then, I think. Because what we'll end up doing is just... So obviously, I'm not going to do this in this episode. It's kind of going to be a bigger setup. We'll probably send all of the items or all of the plushies into a storage system, like a... What is it called? Sophisticated storage? Functional storage system. Into a drawer, right? So we can keep them all in one central location. We can have a lot of them. And then we'll probably have those drawers set up to, you know, each backside of this. So this will have 9 drawers on it. We'll have another one that has 9 drawers on it, and so on and so forth. And we just have a controller for each one. Because I'd rather do that than do a lot of laser IO stuff. The drawers should be really, really simple to just slap on the back, throw the plushie in, and then off to the races. Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. Certainly better than having to go back into the dimension every once in a while and clear it. If I do go clear it, though, I mean, we could be up to like 70 million per second or some crazy stuff like that. Let's see. See if I can... Oh. There it goes. See if I can figure out where it all went wrong. And we'll just throw all these plushies back in here because it doesn't matter. We're making the couple million per second. Actually, it's not going through now, and I think that might be because I don't have that portion of the base force loaded. That's all right. So let's see. What does it say? Break was canceled. I'll show you a canceled break. So where it's over there. That's basically all I needed to see. That direction. Let's turn that off. I just want to see what total, EMC amount we can get to here. Oh yeah, of course it's a freaking mine shaft, man. These are the worst. So many chests. I really dislike the fact that the chests don't just get gobbled up here, but it is what it is. All right, let's see. Chest. Where art thou? Reveal yourself. Oh no. You want to know the shitty thing? You can't break these. Take everything out. And if you try to break it while you stand up, it says you must sneak while attacking. But you sneak and you attack and it doesn't break it. Yeah. Yeah, I've already been through this little roundabout with these things. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to break those. Genuinely, I think they are broken within the game. So that's fun. But I guess we can go set this up somewhere else, you know? And you just hit start on it. It's not a big deal. Just change the dimensions. That's what I've been doing. That's why my world looks like a 4-year-old came through with the world's largest cube cookie cutter. So let's go positive one direction. Yeah, we'll go positive there, negative there. Start. And yeah, I mean, it seems to be working. We got our plus 40 mil again. We'll go on back home. This should continue to run because it is force chunk loaded. And now that this is loaded back in, we're getting like 71 million every so often. That's pretty good. I mean, we're up to 1.71 trillion, so you know, we got a lot already, but it's fine. I'm not gonna sneeze at having more. And let's see, if this is making 30 million, I'd say every 2 seconds, right? Because it's every other second it's popping up 30 million, I'd say. So 30 million every 2 seconds. And again, if there's a way to speed this up and somehow and create, by all means, let me know. But we have this thing going at max capacity. It's at 256. I don't know if you can go to 512 without shit breaking. So this process is going as fast as possible, I think. So 30 million every 2 seconds, which is 15 million a second. So if I have 9 of these, what is that? What's 9 times 15? Like 105 or some shit like that? 9, 90, 135? Is it really 135? 9 times 15? Because you get 90 and then 45? Yeah, I mean, it has to be. What's 8 times 15 then? 120? Because 4 is 60? I don't know. I don't know. So if we had 8 of these, we'd have 120 million per second. I mean, it's not bad. Certainly not bad. As opposed to 15 million. And all we need is some more of these mechanical crafters. How do we... Oh shit, I filled my stuff with rubbish. Okay. I did go through and make another spell book as well. Mechanical crafters. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, man, I opened this up. I have 3 extra ones here. Electron tube. That's easy to make. Yeah, because that's just through the multi-servo. Brass casings is really easy, and so is the crafting bench. Okay, so this is not a hard process, and I've been needing to get this automated anyways. Somebody had made a good comment, and that is that the recipe for the final star has been updated. So if we take a look here, so it's going to require more deployers and all this kind of stuff now. That's fine. I will most certainly set up a whole new setup for making the final star. So we're not going to worry about it right here. What I'm going to use this deployer for fur. Anybody got any fur? I'm feeling a little cold. what I'm going to use this deployer for, with an O, is for doing the casings. So here we need brass casings. You see you can use it with the deployer. So we'll just throw stripped logs through, which obviously are EMCable. We'll have it run along the conveyor, and then it's going to pop back down. I've not had a minute to really do this since, well, I mean, I've definitely had a minute to automate create if I wanted to, but I didn't have a drive, a reason, a need to automate create because of course I didn't have the ARCHIMEAT. So I was just kind of going into Ars Nouveau stuff, and yeah, I mean, I tried really, really hard to make a singular imbuement chamber setup where you could send in autocraft recipes. I'm not smart enough to. I'm going to be honest with you. Because some of the items need to go into the middle one. Some of them need to go into the side ones. Sometimes the side ones need multiple of the same item. And then sometimes you just need one of that item in one specific platform. So if any of this makes sense to you, great, awesome. Maybe you can send me back some kind of example. And if not, and you're like me and you're like, I don't know, that starts to give me a headache. Well, then you can have this set up here. And I'm just going to show you one section because they're all the same. They're all the same, just repeated. So a lot of flashing lights, moving colors around here. I'm going to turn off my magnet and go into the back. So back here we have the actual source generation. This is a volcanic source link, just like what I showed you earlier. We have a dropper that is hooked to an EMC link underneath. You can't see it, but there's pipes underneath these two blocks. Well, hell, kind of like this, because this is the one up above, right? So you have charcoal, then you have the dropper. On the side, we have a redstone clock that goes about once a second, because it's got a 20 tick delay, always on. We have an item collector, which requires redstone, and it's, you can see the preview area, it's just a little 3x3 section here. And the way I have that set is 0 on height and 1 on area. And then basically this redstone clock, every 5 seconds, or every 100 ticks, it's going to go off and it's going to collect all the items that happen to have not gotten eaten up by the source link. This is just to make sure that we don't end up with 30 million charcoal back here once we fill up all of the jars. Of course, all of our jars are empty right now because we're just making this stuff ad nauseum. So that's this setup. That is the source link setup, sort of an infinite source link setup, if you will. I mean, not even sort of, it is an infinite source link setup. It's really simple. And then you just take your items from the item collector because it's charcoal and it's EMCable. You can just throw it right back into a link. You can even throw it back into that link. I just didn't want to get crazy with my wiring. So, and so this is how we're making source. It's going into 2 separate jars. Could you expand this? Absolutely. Could you have more of them? Absolutely. Do I want to? I mean, if I have to. As of right now, I got a couple hundred of all. Oh, that one. I don't know why that one's lacking. Oh, because it's not getting any of the source. All the source is being sucked up. You know, I've not found out how to really set up this source so it goes the way it should. Because my thinking... Oh, hold on. All right, so yeah, I've basically just not found a good way to evenly distribute these. I have the source relay collectors, which should be collecting from one specific source, because I have the Dominion wand, which is, or it was set to strict mode, and then, you know, I had them all set up. It doesn't seem to work. Strict mode doesn't. I'm not sure. They still pull from an AoE area, so maybe I just need to use a regular source relay. I'm not sure. If somebody actually knows how to do this to where the only source jar this pulls from is this one, so that way I have a source jar here sending to that one, which helps to progress the imbuement chamber, and I have a source jar here which should be sending to this one to help this imbuement chamber. Sorry, I'm like really close to the mic. The joys of like leaving and then coming back. Anyways, so yeah, if you know how to set that up, by all means, let me know down in the comment section, because other than looking really cool, these collectors that you know, don't work as what I thought they did. I'm not going to say they're broken because I'm just, honestly, I'm not sure. So that's also why this looks kind of ugly right now. I'm not going to doll it up until it's finalized. But then basically you have your imbuement chamber up front, right? Then you have 3 arcane pedestals, which these items don't get consumed in this craft. So it's really easy. The only thing that you have to keep replacing is the source gems, which of course you can get from an EMC link since they do have EMC. And then we just have a little cable underneath, a little item pipe. So this, and the kind of nice thing is these imbuement chambers, they're going to continue to craft whether they're getting a direct link to source or not. It's just going to be extremely slow if not. So if we take a look at this one, you'll see it's going up by 10 every so often, right? Whereas this one is not. And what that tells me is basically we need more of the links in the back. I couldn't be bothered right now. we're making a lot of them, and so that's all that really matters. This is going to be used in transforming the ARCHIMEAT in the future into the Archivo, right? Because we're going to need these water and fire and all these kind of turrets, which of course we're going to get that by using the fire essence with the enchanted spell turret. And this whole process of automation is going to be a bit more complicated, but it'll be fine. And I'll figure this out because one of you lovely ladies or gents will leave it down in the comments and be like, hey, Chance, you big dumbo, you just have to plug the yellow into the blue and rewire the red to the green. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's basically it for this. We have the source gem going in, and then you just need some kind of way to extract it. You could have a pipe pulling out, you could have a hopper pulling out, you do whatever the hell you want. Me personally, and this is a little complicated, honestly, for what we're doing. I just wanted it to look cool. That's literally it. We could have used the pipe pulled from here and put it into a chest, a drawer, it doesn't matter. But I wanted to use a new mod and do something different. So here's modular routers. Basically what I have is a puller Mark II. We have 2 of them for each setup. And then you can take the puller module Mark II, come over here, and make sure you're not flying when you do this, because if you fly, you're holding shift and space at the same time. Can't do that with this setup. You have to just hold shift. So set your puller module by shift right-clicking on the block where you want it to pull from. And then also make sure you whitelist or blacklist, source gems. Otherwise, whenever it puts the source gem in here, it's going to try and pull it out immediately rather than waiting for it to craft up. So, and then we just have a sender module. So it sends up. And the way modular routers works is it always starts in the leftmost module, runs all the way through, then starts over. Runs all the way through, starts over. So it kind of round robins itself. So it says pull, send, because of course the buffer for a modular router is just one space. So you can't have 2 types of items in the same modular router. You got to only have one. So it's pulling from this one, then it's pulling from this one, it's pulling from this one, then it's sending it up, then it's pulling from this one, then it's sending it down. Same thing, pulling from this one, sending it up, pulling from this one, sending it down. And that's basically it. How are we doing on these over here? 29, 29, 28, 29, 20. So basically all the sources going into making 1, 2, 3 right now. But honestly, whenever these hit 2000, it'll auto switch to the others, because then the source will no longer be being consumed by these. It'll instead start being consumed by the ones that can make, because our storage is backed up. And then last but not least, this storage controller is hooked to all of the drawers. If I break this, break that, and I guess break that one, you can see we have an external storage link set up into a network receiver for refined storage. And that is how I have access to all of my essence from within here. So yeah, that's Arc Nouveau. That's the ARCHIMEAT. We're making a couple million. I'm definitely just going to take this process and duplicate it, like I said, 8, 9 times, something like that. So whenever we come back, we'll probably have a couple trillion, hopefully at least, you know. And yeah, this is the aesthetics that we did in between episodes. Other than that, it was mostly just trying to finish off the plushies, which obviously took a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie, the bumblezone probably your number one highest time sink now, because I think he updated it. I think Chosen is he. To where now soul crystals, these bad boys, can also be found as loot from breaking ancient bases. Thank you. I had to do it the hard way. You won't have to. That's awesome. That's an awesome update. Because yeah, I mean, like and I think this is kind of also his point behind this mod pack, is the grind is not meant to be in doing one activity for hundreds of hours or whatever, you know? The grind, quote unquote, is meant to be in setting up automation, setting up more and more and more automation. I think that's, you know, that's kind of how I'm interpreting his intention with the pack. I still need to set this up. It looks really cool, but it's completely non-functional. Anyways, so that is a really nice update, and you guys should be able to just go in there, find one temple, and get what you need out of it. Hopefully. So, without further ado, ladies and gents, I think that's going to be it for today. Like I said, we're going to try and keep it to a shorter one. It's still, I mean, it's not even that short, but not too much happened between episodes because I have been a busy beaver. So we just did a little bit of decoration, a little bit of plushie work finishing, and yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If so, please be sure to leave a like down below. Comment in the comment section if you know Ars Nouveau. You know, I really should have kept that rhyme going, but it's okay. I'm not a master rhymer. But if you know anything about Ars Nouveau and you know how to make this do what I was essentially talking about, where it's just drawing from one source chart instead of like an AoE effect, by all means comment it below. And if you have any questions, tips, tricks, pieces of advice for me or other people, by all means leave it down there as well. Thank you all for watching so very much. Be sure to share this out with friends, family, strangers down the streets, and random people you might meet. As per the usual, I do hope you all stay safe, stay awesome, and stay crafting. Until next time, you beautiful people, peace out.